All right, Patreon, we are back, and our top story, as you can see here on the graphic here, I think we're going to upload this to YouTube eventually. Is W Morrissey, man. He has I don't know that Impact officially announced it, but it was reported by PW Insider, who's pretty reputable when it comes to Impact. That W Morrissey is no longer with the company. The tapings, I guess tonight was his last match in the promotion, which makes sense because he did take the pin there to Steve Macklin. No longer with the promotion, man. I'm sad to see the guy go, but with everything that he's gone through and everything that he's been through, the ups and downs in his career, he's been with Impact for a year now. He headlined 2 pay-per-views. I got a world title shot and one-on-one match against Moose, and I really thought they had a great match. And we recently saw him on AEW as well. I think that he had a good run here in Impact. He grew a lot as a performer. He became a really good promo, and I think he became a main event wrestler here in Impact. And I'm excited to see what's going on with him next.
Yeah, he's really one of the things I noticed in that main event, he has gotten really solid in the ring. Previously there was the potential there, but he was never quite there when he was Big Cass in WWE. And now he's and his promo work has been good for the stuff I've seen in Impact. He's in ridiculous shape, like
insane. Yeah.
And it just seems like he's in a much better place than where he was previously, which is great. Good. Like, I'm very, very happy for him that he's been able to clean up his life. He was very public with his and openly talks about his battles with alcoholism and how he's overcome it. And anxiety and depression, which close to my heart because I suffer from anxiety and depression.
Right.
I'm just really happy with that.
And I struggle with alcohol addiction. So there you go. Me and him have a lot in common. So been coming up this August, 7 years, baby. We're excited about that. So
fantastic.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Seeing where he was and now where he is, such a great thing. And I'm very excited to see where he ends up. If he goes back to WWE and gets that WWE money, I'm so happy for him.
Mm-hmm.
If he goes to AEW, they'll have a great big man that they don't have many of. They have Wardlow, but
they got Wardlow and Archer and Hobbs and Keith Lee and some of the guys.
The newer fella,
Satnam Singh.
Thank you. Yeah. It slipped my mind for a second there. I was thinking the Singh here in Impact, but I was like, that's not the same guy. It's not the right name because he's in Impact, not AEW. I knew it was Satnam Singh, but anyways, slipped my mind. But yes, he could be a good fit there. He could be a good fit for the NWA, especially with his increased promo abilities and no one is as big as him there.
I gotta stop you there. I don't think NWA is going to pay him anything close to what he's worth.
No, not even close.
I think that he is WWE bound. And ever since he's been in Impact, so Impact signs guys on these short-term deals usually. So a lot of times they're 6-month deals or 12-month deals, or they'll go for 6 months, and then after that they're like on a per date basis, right? They'll just try to get priority dates for an X amount of time period. Once his 6-month period ended last October, I was like, oh, he's done. He's definitely going to WWE, right? Because his look, the promo, like he is tailor made for what Vince McMahon likes in a pro wrestler. And then maybe he just wasn't ready yet. He hadn't proven himself yet. So he stuck around with Impact for another 6 months, and he actually did 2 main events. And he did very good in those main events. And then he got in front of that AEW crowd, and that's probably what really got on WWE's radar. And our friend Andrew Zarian actually reported that appearance on Dynamite where he wrestled Wardlow, and he looked great against Wardlow. I thought that was a very good match. The WWE was impressed, and then next thing you know, here he is. He's no longer with Impact. So I think it's only a matter of time. It wouldn't surprise me if he shows up at Hell in a Cell on Sunday. No, I'm not kidding. I know Edge has been teasing new members of his faction there. Do you know the name of his faction? Edge's faction?
Judgment Day.
Judgment Day, yeah. And W Morrissey just looks like a giant Edge. So much so that Brian Alvarez calls him Cliff. Because he's just a giant Edge, yeah. Which is a great joke.
Yes, that is a fantastic joke.
I look at him. I think he's every bit as good as Drew McIntyre is right now. And I think that he could be at that level with those guys, competing in those main events with all those guys.
And let's be honest, they desperately need a babyface.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need guys that can challenge Roman.
Yeah.
Other than Cody Rhodes, they don't really have anybody. Drew McIntyre, kinda, but
But
you gotta.
they've already done that Drew McIntyre match several times.
Exactly.
They've done 2 WrestleManias already with those guys, right? So
exactly. And you're right. The NWA is not going to pay him that kind of money. But if he's not interested in WWE, he could probably do that with some other gigs. But the truth is, the money he's going to want and should want is either going to come for AEW or WWE for sure,
right.
or maybe Japan if he wanted to go to Japan. But I mean, WWE, I can seeing him do what he did with Wardlow. And like you said, WWE pays attention to who shows up on AEW.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll think AEW wants this guy. So they're going to go after him.
Absolutely.
And they should. It's one of the great things of having competition and multiple companies at this point that can sign people to deals. Is that WWE is going to offer big money to keep people or bring people in, and force all the companies to offer more money. So, if he goes to WWE, which I agree that is the most likely, I'm very happy for the guy, and I hope he gets positioned as a main event guy for years to come.
So earlier this year, Moose and Morrissey main evented a show called No Surrender. I think it was back in February. And I'm going to challenge all the audience.
That. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that was very much a WWE main event. Like it was, the whole style of the match, you might as well have been watching a, probably more athletic version of a Roman versus Goldberg, just super intense, lots of spears, lots of finishing maneuvers, except for they went about 20 minutes. And I felt like there was a lot more drama in their match than what you would normally see with a Roman Reigns match. I felt like it was a better version of a Roman Reigns match, but Roman does it in front of a lot more people, and he's probably more intense than those guys, honestly. But I just felt like that was just such a very good match that if Bruce Pritchard and Vince McMahon were watching, they're like, man, we need both of these guys. But with Moose's background, we can't bring him in, but we got to bring back Morrissey. We got to bring that guy back. He's everything that we're looking for in a star.
There was a superplex spot in that match.
Yes.
Unbelievable superplex spot from these two big men. They were both top rope. Like, this was not middle rope into the ring. They were both on the top rope. And these are two gigantic men crashing to the ring like that. And it was actually Lance Storm that helped agent that match. So he was helping them put together spots with the superplex and stuff like that. Really, they put together the match themselves, but Lance just fine-tuned a few things for them. But I do actually remember. I watched that. That's my last TNA pay-per-view now that I remember. That's the last one I watched. And that match was great.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I hope the best for Morrissey. When I look at a guy who has had some similar issues that I've had in the past, and to see him come out the other side on those things and still to continue to fight and spread his message, I look at that guy and I just swell up with pride, and I'm just real proud of the guy, and I'm happy for him. And, I'm happy for him, and I'm glad he got the year in Impact, and it was a pleasure covering his work here and on Brace for Impact, and covering him in my columns and things like that. So good for him. Just a solid dude, great individual. So the